Good day, folks. Back to you with another cleanup video. Now, I apologize in the outset. I didn't film a lot of the process with this one because I didn't know if I was going to be able to salvage it. It was in rough shape. And so I just kind of got to work on it. I filmed a couple things, and I'll include those in a moment. And I took quite a few pictures of the condition of the knife, so you can see what I was working with. But for now, I'll jump in. I'll put a couple of the things I did film with the cleanup in, and then we'll get back to the finished product. Good day, folks. Just working on this old hobo knife and listening to a little bit of Knife Doctor. This one is in rough shape. Nice bone covers. The knife and fork are stainless. Might be able to read right there. The other tools appear to be carbon, the can opener and the knife. The bolsters are pretty banged up. The liners are banged up. I had to do a little hammering on the pins here because everything was quite loose. So now I'm just trying to clean out the channels. They are bad. You can see some of it starting to come through. This one's going to take a pile of work. For the sake of the video, I'll kind of highlight some of the different things I do. This one's going to take a while. And I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I'd like to make it a user again because I always kind of wanted one of these knives. I've looked at different ones online. They come with a really nifty belt sheath and whatnot. Typically, from what I've seen, Japanese made. This one, hopefully I can make a user out of it. If not, it'll just kind of sit in the collection. Because they're pretty cool knives, and I think it's worth having one just because they're a unique knife, unique style of knife in the knife world. And some of the old Japanese knives are pretty good. So, anyway, I will plug away at this. I'm going to try and straighten that bail a little bit. But if there's any critical points, I'll record those. Otherwise, I'll come back to you with a finished product. Just trying to peel some of those layers of rust off the back springs. There's going to be pitting. Nothing much I can do about that, but at least we'll get the layers of rust off. Okay, so you can see from the cleanup bits I did film that it was pretty dirty. I'll throw some pictures here of the knife and the condition that it was in. It's a hobo knife, and I think they're a pretty neat little knife. So here's the finished product. You can see from all the pitting on the back, I mean, that was just caked in rust. You're almost hard pressed to tell in some spots how many springs there were. But there's a great deal of pitting. So you've got steel or stainless steel, likely steel, back springs and liners. The pivot end with the main blade here is still looking pretty rough. When I initially got the knife and you open the main blade, it literally wobbled back and forth like this. that pivot was so trashed. So I was able to tighten it up, and still a little grime I have to get out of there. I peened the pins down. They were quite a bit more proud than they were. I didn't want to take them completely down because I think that actually is how the knife came. But I did peen them down and smooth them out a little bit. You can still see there's a lot of pivoting. There was a lot of caked rust on the bolsters, so I did manage to clean some of that down. Did get a shine back to it. Nice, what I'm guessing is real bone handles. Certainly what it looks like. Kind of a cross jig pattern. The bail was rusty, and you can see there's still some pitting there. And it was severely bent, so I was able to mostly straighten it out. Moves well now. So the two parts of the knife that were stainless are the spoon. If we can get the camera to focus, you can see it says stainless steel on the back. There was still a little bit of pitting with that, but it's smoothed out now. Got some shine back to it. Got some snap on the open, snap on the close. And then you've got your stainless steel fork. Again, the stainless steel on the back. Everything's pretty solid now. So aside from that, you can't have a knife or a spoon and a fork without a knife. So here's your main blade. Still some heavy pitting. I mean, this thing was badly rusted. And you can see right here, it was made in Japan. The blades was very dark, and I was tempted to leave that patina on, but there was just too much pitting. The tip here, if you can see it, was a little chewed up and bent. So I was able to straighten that back out again and carefully worked it because the tip is going to be a little bit weaker now just because of the amount of rust and how it was bent. We've got some good snap back to it. And it is nice and tight now. It literally wobbled out about that much. I thought there was no way I was going to be able to salvage it and make it functional again. That one bolster is a little cockeyed now. It was to begin with, but even down in the ribboning was right full of rust. And then your final blade or tool is your can opener. And again, you can see the pitting in here. It was heavily rusted. So I cleaned it up as best I could, reworked the edge, and everything's got a nice snap to it again, which is nice. And just to show you that it does work, it will open cans once again. the fastest way to open a can, but it does work. So pretty cool knife in my opinion. I mean, you think about it, you think to your classic Tales of the Hobo. Get yourself a can of beans, set that on an open fire. You got your can opener to open your can, and your knife, fork, and spoon to eat your meal. Certain level of romanticism to that, I think. Nice bone covers. I've seen several of these online. Well, not several, a few. They tend to come with a belt sheath that's kind of like just a pouch you drop the knife into, and then there's a strap that comes over and clicks in. So I'm tempted to pick one up. I like the pattern, like the idea of it. But I wanted to see if I could clean this one up first and make a user out of it. So I think I've accomplished that at least. Pretty cool. Not the most convenient pocket carry. I'm sure that would fetch up on a lot of stuff in your pocket, but you got your bail, hang a lanyard on it, hanging off your hip. And if you got the sheath, of course, you got it all beat. But she was in rough shape, and I'm happy I was able to make it functional again. So I hope you enjoyed a little peek at the process. I kind of wish I had filmed more, but like I said, it was just, I got into it, and it was, am I going to be able to save this one or not? But I think I did. So I'm happy with that. Anyway, folks, hope you're having a great day. Still crappy weather here, cold, damp, rainy, and they're not projecting any sunshine any time in the near future. So I got a stir crazy puppy dog that wants to be outside all the time, and she can't. So I have to take her for drives around the neighborhood just so she can get out of the house and see some stuff. That being said, hope you all have a great day. And like I always say, if things are getting you down, weather permitting, go for a walk in the woods. Just go hang out with the trees, the birds. Listen to the sound of quiet and relaxation. Take a knife with you. You never know. Might be handy to open up a can of soup and eat it. And y'all take care.